everybody. So we are going to be doing cooking demonstrations, and I get to start. I get the privilege of starting. Last year, if you guys remember, to celebrate Thanksgiving and really just everybody coming together, supporting one another, we had a big event in third floor conference room. Everybody got to bring their favorite family recipe, and I think I gained, I don't know, 15, 20 pounds that day. It started off the holiday season of weight gain for me. But it was a great time because I got to see what everybody's kitchen looks like through their food, and taste all the wonderful different cultures that make up Crystal Stairs through food. And so what we're trying to do in this year of really special things, right? We've had to really get through a lot of challenges this year, and so we don't want to miss an opportunity to do what we've always done because of the pandemic. It's not going to stop us. So what we wanted to do was just change it to a virtual format, and it's really challenging us in a great way to bring ourselves to each other through Zoom and through webinars and so many other things, just like we do with our clients. So I am starting. I watch cooking shows like crazy. The Kitchen, I feel like all those folks on The Kitchen are my family and my friends. And I watch Valerie, and I don't know, if you guys are into cooking shows, you know who I'm talking about. So I am going to try to do what they've done in capturing you all. Because I love to cook, I'm probably going to forget you're there, but I'll be reminded by External Affairs crew that's sitting in the cut to tell you guys what I'm doing. So today I am coming to you from my kitchen, and I am going to make one of my family favorites. If you were at the event last year, you had some, no doubt, unless you're allergic to pecans, graham crackers, or sugar. You had some, and many of you, I think you loved it because I got asked multiple times for the recipe. So now, not only are you going to have the recipe, which I'm assuming is coming to you in some way, but you're going to get to watch me do and create this 4-ingredient Holiday Pecan Brittle. So join me. Okay, great. Here we go. You guys, there are 4 ingredients, and this recipe goes by so quick. So I'm going to show you what they are. First, it is golden brown sugar. You can also use dark brown sugar, but it burns a little quicker, so I usually use golden brown. Butter, 2 sticks of butter, which makes 1 cup, as you all know. And pecans. You can use walnuts. Pecans are my favorite, and pecans are a little bit more durable in the oven. And you can buy them in pieces, or you can buy them whole, but either way you're going to crumble them apart a little bit so that they're small and they get all over your brittle. And the last thing, if I can have my trusty dusty extra, is graham crackers. Golden brown graham crackers, honey made. I've tried this with saltines. It's okay, it's not my favorite. And with the graham crackers, it's a little bit more durable, a little bit thicker like toffee. With saltines, if you do it with saltines, it's just flakier and lighter. So you're going to have your graham crackers. Now I'm going to show you just the different kitchen aids that you'll need to do this. It's not a lot. You'll need just a saucepan and cooking spray, aluminum foil, and you're going to cover the cookie sheet with aluminum foil. You can also use parchment paper. I've used parchment paper before, but I like the aluminum foil because what you'll see is when we finish this, we're going to throw it in the oven for a moment, and I feel like the aluminum foil makes it bubble a little bit more. So that's all we need. That's all you need to get started. So if you have your ingredients, join me and we'll go through the process together. So what you want to do before you get started is preheat your oven to 400. You can also do it to like 395, 385, anything you want where you are going to watch it. The lower it is, the longer time, but it's really quick. It's like 5 to 10 minutes depending on the temperature that you put it at. Okay, so this is how we start. So you guys have already wrapped your cookie sheet in tin foil. You're going to take canola spray. I think I forgot to mention this, but you know, whatever spray you want. And this is just so it won't stick. You're just going to spray it a little bit. And then you are going to literally, I hope you guys can see this, you're going to break your graham crackers in the space that it allows you. You just want to do cubes, okay? And you're just going to fill up your cookie sheet. You're going to fill it up from wall to wall, rim to rim, because you are going to, once you put on the sort of what I call the candy mixture, which is your brown sugar and butter, it is going to bubble up and fill in all the edges. So here we go. That's just going to sit there for a minute, and we're going to start our candy, okay? And I keep calling it candy because remember, when you put sugar in over heat, it caramelizes and it turns into candy. So I just put in 2 sticks of butter, which measures to 1 cup of butter. Everything is 1 cup. It's 1 cup of butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, which I already measured because I'm trying to be like the cooking shows, you know. They have this stuff pre-measured, okay? And so now all I have is my butter and my sugar, and I'm going to put it on medium heat. And it's going to take a minute, but I do have to watch it. Now we have our candy that's sitting on the stove. That's just our brown sugar and our butter. And we're going to start with the pecans. But remember, stay close to this because this will burn really quickly. One of the things I forgot to mention that you need is a plastic bag, although I'm sure you guys will come up with your own strategy. Remember, I told you everything is 1 cup. So you're going to measure out 1 cup. And this is not a science, you guys. My mother actually likes this really crunchy, so I usually put a lot more. Okay, what I do is I put the pecans in a baggie, and you know, you guys, I'm fibbing a little bit because I usually don't do anything anymore. My younger daughter has taken over making this. She might make it better than me, but that we haven't figured out yet. Okay, so what I'll do is you can take any semi-solid object and just crush them a little bit. You don't want to turn them into sugar, so you just want to crunch them up a little bit because remember, you want your pecans to go every bite you have, you really want to get a pecan. Okay, so I'm crunching them up a little bit. But remember, I don't want to start seeing white in here because that just turns into, I don't know, cyber dust. And we don't need that. Okay, I'm going to move this over here so you can see it really well. Move my hammer. Now, you're going to see some recipes of different things like this where they want you to cook the pecans or the nuts in with the candy. I don't like to do that because I want to get pecans on every different piece. And if I put it in my candy mixture, it's really going to be based on, I don't know, how well I pour. So this allows me, because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, to put my pecans on every single graham cracker. Okay, so now our candy is cooking. And if you guys remember, I suggest that you use a spatula because now it's starting to stick a little bit on the rim of the saucepan. And you have to, you'll see the recipe and the directions. You really need to stir this constantly. It's not something that you want to leave and go to the bathroom or do anything. You really want to stay here and look at it. Now, what we're doing right now is we're caramelizing the brown sugar and it's turning into candy. And even though it's already bubbling, you'll see that the recipe says, I think, let it boil, not start, let it boil for 2 to 3 minutes because, and I'm boiling at medium. This is not high. I'm boiling at medium because this is where it's turning into candy so that when we pour it out on our sheet pan, it begins to harden really quickly. Okay. Now it's gotten bubbly and it has been going for some time, and what I'm going to do quickly is I am going to begin to pour it all around my sheet. I'm going to try to cover everything, but you guys, I'm not going to be able to cover everything. I'm going to have to leave the oven and the spatula to do some of that for me. You'll see. The mixture will start to spread. This is why you want to use, maybe if you have large cooking sheets like I do, you want to use one maybe smaller like this one. This is spread really good though. Okay, now remember, you want to do this quickly. You don't want to stop between the boiling process because it's already starting to get hard in the saucepan. And remember, you guys, this is really hot. Okay, and so now if I can, and if I have big spaces of empty graham crackers, now I want to just try to squeeze things in a little bit. But honestly, if I didn't do it, it would have been fine because you'll see the oven is going to do this for me. Okay, so now you guys, I have a little special secret. I love everything salty sweet. And so one of the things I do, and I'm not actually a big sweets eater. So one of the things that I do is I use sea salt. And I do this while it's hot, and I just put a little bit of sea salt on the mixture because I like it salty sweet. Now you can do this after it comes out because when it comes out it'll still be wet, it'll still be melty, but somehow I just like it, you know, I don't like it just on the top. And you don't want to do a lot, you don't want to make it a totally unhealthy dish, but I love the sea salt. You don't have to put it on, you can, but I love it. And I've made it both ways. The salt really just cuts off some of that sweet. Okay, now we're done. This is what it looks like. I actually did a really good job, you guys. Sometimes there's a lot of graham crackers still left, and definitely if you do a bigger sheet, you're going to have to up your ingredients a little bit. So anyway, now I'm going to take this to the oven that I had already preheated, and I'm going to put it in for just a little bit. I'm putting it in the bottom oven with the light on because I want to make sure I'm watching this. Remember, you guys, this is something that you have to watch constantly because depending on your oven, it may go quicker or slower, and you just want to make sure it burns really easily. So we'll just leave this in here for about 5 minutes, look again, and we'll see what we got. Okay, so it's been about 6 minutes and it's perfect. It's bubbling, and you all, it's very, very hot. Some of these are really dark, so it's perfect. Okay, so now it's come out, and you all see the graham crackers are completely saturated. There's not one light brown graham cracker. I mean, maybe there's some pieces in here, but some people like those little crunchy pieces. So you can sit this out and let it cool, and you know, then start breaking it up into candy pieces. Or for me, I have absolutely no patience, and so what I tend to do is just throw it in the freezer for a minute, really like 5 minutes, so that the heat can wear off and it can start to crust up like candy. So I'm going to take mine and throw it in the freezer real quick. So now it is out of the freezer, and I just left it in for, I think, maybe 5 minutes. It immediately, oh, I wish I could hear it. It immediately gets hard. And so it's all ready. And now that you, oh, look at this, you guys. I'm going to do this. I just washed my hands. Look, it is like totally, it's brittle. It's brittle. And so now we get to break it apart. So you may want to prepare a dish in advance. Since it's coming up on the months of being thankful and Thanksgiving, I have my little leaf dish. But you can also do a Tupperware. You want to store this, if you're not going to eat it all right away or you're not going to serve it right away, you want to store it in an airtight container. Okay, so now you can either cut this, which, you know, then you can get nice little triangles. Or what I like to do, because I think when you get brittle from like these, it's just different cuts. Ooh, I'll be eating that. So you just want to break it into bite-sized chunks, so it's kind of rough. I call this kind of rough cut. Or you can be much more symmetrical and use a knife. But you see, it's cracking a little bit, but it's still soft enough so that you're able to break it without crumbs getting everywhere. Now, look at the back. So the butter and the candy has soaked all the way through the graham cracker. And then the cleaning is really easy because you put it on aluminum foil. And I will tell you, some of that stickiness is hard to get off, so I just throw this away. And you guys, I'm done. This is Jackie's Holiday Pecan Brittle. I hope you guys will take the opportunity to make some because it's delicious. It's easy to serve, but it will be gone very quickly. Thank you guys for joining me. I really encourage you to open your kitchen up. Isaac and Ileana are accepting submittals. Please, it's really easy. All you have to do is have somebody hold up a camera for you or put your camera phone on a stand and just make your favorite dish. Isaac can slice it and spice it all up for you, but we would love to come in your home in the month of November and get an opportunity to watch you cook your favorite dish. Now, if that's too much for you, if that's too intimidating, please submit your recipe anyway. Send some pictures of the finished product if you can, or maybe even some pictures along the way during the cooking process so that we can see what it looks like. And we're all going to benefit from having this Crystal Stairs family cookbook of all your favorite dishes. But please join me in celebrating the holidays. I appreciate all of you. I thank you for your time today watching, and enjoy the holidays.